Yo, what is up YouTube? Day one here. In today's video, I would like to talk about my settings in Rainbow Six Siege. Alright, so if we do go to the settings tab and we do go to gameplay, squad privacy, that's pretty much your preference. You could have it at open to friends, which means anyone could just join your game that are in your friends list, but I usually keep it to invite only because, you know, when you want to go in a duo queue and then some random ass guy just joins in that happens to be your friend, it kind of gets annoying. So I like to put it as invite only. For matchmaking preference, pretty much here it's quick match, which is like casual. I like to just play bomb because ranked is bomb, so I just want to practice bomb all the time. For terrorist hunt, I like to do it as terrorist hunt classic because I like to work on my aim. For attacking, because I would say the most important part about terrorist hunt is aiming more than trying to get renown. Like, that's my opinion. Like, you can farm renown through terrorist hunt, but I personally use terrorist hunt for aiming. And if you guys want to know some aiming guides, you guys could check out my video, and link will be down in the description below, as well as somewhere around this video, I think top right corner. So the only map I use is house because house is pretty much the smallest map. So most of the time, the average distance that you kill someone in Rainbow Six Siege is around 5 meters, I think. I might be wrong. You guys have to check on that, but it's not very far. And so doing it in house is really good because it not only finishes the terrorist hunt faster and quicker, but there are like 3 levels: second floor, first level, basement, and all those different like features that this map does that is really good for practicing. And so that is why I only have house on. And sometimes I would go to like other maps such as canal, bank, or like those maps that are in rank. So that's pretty much my matchmaking. It's not really important because this is pretty much your personal preference. And interface preference, this is also personal preference, but I like to keep my show scoring off because if I ever do go in a LAN game, which I hope to one day, they don't have the score on, and so you just gotta get used to, you know, if the enemy's down or not. And one good way you guys can know is, like, the reason why pro league players always spam tab after they shoot or do some weird shit is because they want to know if they downed an enemy or not, because you have to keep track of your score. So if you have 3000 and you have 3060, that means you downed an enemy. Or if you did some, like, pretty much that's why they check the score often. And so I really want to get used to that because, like, turning off the score really impacts your game a lot because it kind of confuses you whether or not the opponent's down or not. And there's literally no benefit of turning it off. Like, the fact that you can even see your score is amazing in this game. And so if you're not gonna be planning on going to LAN games or like tournaments, then do not turn this off. Okay, turn it on. It's much better. Show teammate outline, I like to turn this off because, you know, I don't want any other distractions. And there are a lot of times where I died because I thought it was my teammates and it was actually the opponent. And teammate name, I like to switch it from off and on depending on whether I'm playing with a squad or like solo queuing, because when you're solo queuing, you don't know which operators or which players. So like, those are the times where I actually keep the name on. But if I'm in a full squad, I like to turn it off. And this is probably the big thing you guys notice about me, and that is the show health. I like to turn it off because more detail about that in the link somewhere around here. I made a video about it. You guys could check out that video. And one thing I found out was that this show health right here, just turning that off actually just made be more confident in myself. And this is literally personal preference, but if you guys are good at gaining confidence even with the health being at like 1 HP, then don't turn it off, because pretty much the show health, if you turn it off, is really a negative to you. Because if you don't know how much HP you have and you suddenly just fucking go right next to a bandited or like kite gadget's wall and you get zapped by it and die, it's kind of embarrassing. So unless you guys have like trouble trying to deal with like the 1 HP on the bottom like blinking red, don't turn it off. Okay, so pretty much pinging, always have it on. Display game info, this is your personal preference. It's the one down in here where it shows you FPS, ping, and I don't know what that number is, but if you guys know, just comment down below because I'm really curious about what that number is. Cycle inside camera groups, I honestly don't know what this is, but I like to keep it off because that was the original, I think. Okay, so for audio, this is also personal preference. Language, of course, it's whatever you're comfortable with. I like to keep the subtitle off because I really want to eliminate a lot of distractions. But master volume is at 100. Music volume, I like to turn it off completely. Dialogue volume is when they say the 5-second left, 4-second left, and those stuff. And it kind of gets distracting when you want to clutch, so I like to keep it low. In fact, I'll just put it to 2. Dynamic range, I'm not really too sure about the differences, but what I do know from now is that hi-fi pretty much is the best way you can know distance wise, but as much as you can get the distance wise, you can't really hear people that are far away. And so chances are you might not be able to hear anyone that's like around, like, I don't know, 10 meter-ish, 20 meters, 15 meters-ish. Or like when you're shooting your gun sound is much louder because it's closer to you. So the closer the sound is, the louder it gets. And TV is more around the middle. It is like hi-fi, except it kind of decreases the sound a little and boosts the sounds that are far away a little more. And night mode is pretty much equalizing everything, so they decrease the loudest sound to the bottom and then increases the lowest sound top. So this is for trying to hear out everything, but you're not going to be able to like fully understand where the enemy is at. So I like to keep it at night TV mode. I used to keep it at night mode, but I didn't really like it because I would always like get confused whether or not he was far away or close. So I like to keep it at TV. Voice chat volume is depending on in game, like somebody might have a crazy mic, so this is pretty much what you change in game. Mute on focus. So this is pretty much when you are in the window. Do you want to mute the sound or not? I like to keep it on. Voice chat record mode, push to talk open. You guys should know this, and you guys probably have your own preference for that. Display wise, I have a 144 hertz monitor and I play on 1080p. My aspect ratio is 3:2. I used to play on 4:3, but I started to like the 3:2 these days, so I like to keep it on 3:2. And my field of view is 77. And if we look at my calibration, it's 58. Graphics wise, everything is low and anti-aliasing is turned off. So just press low, and then scroll down and then turn this off. That's my settings. My graphics card is the RTX 2070 Super, if you guys are wondering. For controls, so I like to put the raw input mouse/keyboard off, and so my mouse sensitivity horizontal is 8, sensitivity vertical is 8, aim down sight is 62. My mouse scroll is disabled because I've had series of times where I accidentally scrolled the mouse wheel and then I switched to my pistol and got fucked. Gadget deployment advanced, keep it on advanced. Drone deployment advanced as well, because you don't want to throw a drone and somebody just jumps off some bullshit ass window or like a door and kills you. So this thing about me is I use toggle for aim, and so I'm really trying to go into hold, because hold is much better than toggle if you can aim properly, because you can ADS much quicker and just it looks more fluid than toggle. And so this is one thing I'm gonna work on during this year, and hopefully by next year I'll be able to aim as good or even better with hold, but that is to be determined. Lean is on toggle, sprint is on hold, crouch is on toggle, prone is on toggle, walk is on hold. And for my controls, pinging is C. I'm just gonna like discuss the most important part. So leaning, QE, pretty much everything is basic here except for crouch. Crouch, I use the mouse side buttons, and proning is control, walk is alt, shooting is pretty much the same, aiming same. And then my secondary gadget is I like to use the other side button for it. So those are pretty much the only unique part towards my game, but other than that, it's pretty much just normal. And so yeah, that is pretty much it for my setup, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys want to know more tips and tricks about Rainbow Six Siege, leave your comments down below. And I love you guys, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.